A unifying theme of this book, aside from death to fascists, is taking degeneration in art, in physicality, in Nazi shit, and throwing it back at them. But also today, just this past month, it's all the more relevant as Nazis have updated the vernacular from degeneration to DEI. To be clear, DEI is their substitute for slurs, but in a broader sense, it signifies degenerate. As I hope I've made clear, central to degeneration is a denigration of disability. 9 days into his new term, our Nazi president crystallized DEI as the new degeneration after 2 planes collided midair for reasons unknown. The Nazi immediately condemned DEI, blaming non-existent intellectually disabled air traffic controllers. In addition, he blamed multiple disabilities for the disaster, including, in a seeming callback to Max Nordau, dwarfism. His Nazi co-president blamed the existence of black pilots. Nothing was known about the crash at the time, but they're Nazis, and Nazis have only one playbook. When not lying about tragedies, they've criminalized trans existence and trans healthcare under the guise, in part, of abolishing DEI. They are openly eugenicists, another key component of degenerate ideology. Trump's State Department official has repeatedly called for mass sterilization of low IQ trash. And all 3 leading Nazis, Musk, Vance, and Trump, demanded the reinstatement of Doge Nazi eugenicists. 20 years ago, this alone would have gotten you removed from public life permanently. They're saying explicitly we shouldn't hire, and employers must not be penalized for discriminating against the exact people labeled degenerate by their German Nazi precursors. And it goes without saying their language and policies against non-white migrants are copy-pasted from Nazi German classifications of entire populations of humanity as degenerate. And although Jews are nowhere near the top of the target list, in the minds of these Nazis, Jews are degenerates too, or I should say, certain types of Jews. Non-Zionist Jews, anti-fascist Jews, multicultural Jews, that's how they call it, multicultural Jews. Jews who don't see Israel as our birthright and our destination. Here they borrow from Max Nordau's denigration of diaspora Jews. Nazi criminal Steve Bannon made that explicit at CPAC this past weekend, calling progressive American Jews worse than terrorists. Quote, the number one enemy to the people in Israel, he said, are American Jews that do not support do not support Israel and do not support MAGA. Like so many other Nazis who are also Zionists, Bannon was parroting Nazi terrorist manifestos. In this case, the manifesto of Anders Breivik, the Norwegian Nazi mass murderer who wrote this about good Jews and degenerate Jews fit for extermination. Jews that support multiculturalism today are as much of a threat to Israel and Zionism as they are to us. So let us fight together with Israel, with our Zionist brothers, against all anti-Zionists, against all cultural Marxists and multiculturalists. And of course, they've been goaded on by Jewish leaders who have spewed the same anti-Semitism against anti-fascist Jews for generations. I did a lot of Nazi comics in Trump's first term. And when I say Nazi comics, I don't mean what Zionists call my comics. I mean comics condemning Nazism. Our leader made racist remark. That's utterly preposterous. Sorry, not really reading with a Nazi emphasis there, but you get the point.